aggressive Lycan draft, or will they do something more conventional? Only time will tell as Bat Rider gets removed first.
I mean, the Brazilians won. 4 Brazilians won in the Peruvian server. Now you have Brazilian server for the Brazilians. Probably a scary proposition for Infinity here, but I do feel like their early game was solid. You know, their lanes were solid. They just need to. I feel like their position 5 specifically, some of his moves were not great. Maybe we're playing Undying, you think you're immortal, and he went a little too hard. I just hope they give him a hero that can actually do things, because I really felt like because of his moves and then having PL versus Undying, he couldn't really add anything to the fights. So, hopefully they get him that Witch Doctor that we know and love, that has been winning a lot. I think that could be better.
And the Mars first pick overall. What a variety of first picks we have in SA right now, right? Like yesterday we had CM in a couple games, just opening with that. We've had Witch Doctor first picked overall. A lot of our banned heroes, of course, can be first picks, most specifically the Nyx Assassin. But
yeah,
it's interesting how we've talked a lot about how this position 3 has so many options and it seems so important during the draft, and yet they feel that Mars is strong enough to just straight up first pick at it.
5 seconds.
I do feel like Infinity, overall, the South American teams just value Mars super highly. It can be played as a position 4, as we saw with Darkseer, can be middle, can be off lane. So it is a versatile hero.
Now I was going to bring this guy up in draft number 1 because he was ignored, and he's still first phase ban material in a lot of other regions.
All right, Infinity aren't messing around this time. Sexy Yogi was like, all right, boys, we somehow managed to throw away that Lycan game. This is a hero that we cannot throw it away with. It's the Ricky. He is so good right now, very much worthy about bans. It's almost like he got forgotten about just a pinch as that Monkey King got removed early. I like this. I'm excited for Infinity here.
All right, the question now remains, will we see Night Stalker? Because that is a counter we did see working last week, actually.
Yeah, that option's very strong, because you're trying to find some way to blanket cover the Ricky out of Tricks of the Trade, right? That's the goal, and there's not many heroes that can do that. I've thought Disruptor too, but it's much harder to do it as a support compared to a core.
Yeah, he just
Night Stalker just runs in there.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to get blown up by the Ricky.
And Night Stalker also has some extra damage to threaten the Ricky on top of the silence, right? It's much better option.
I think the only downside here is that they have this Mars, so they would have to change his lane. That's probably why they even went for this early of a Ricky. They're like, all right, it's going to be Mars. I have 2 abilities that doesn't care about Arena. If they do send this Mars middle, we can still pick Invoker. We'll see if Incubus actually bans it now. If they do intend to get the Night Stalker. Other really good heroes versus Ricky are Puck, Leshrac, Arcord, and even the Shaker actually has mega high win rate versus Ricky, I guess, because he usually doesn't have time to... He cannot react.
I think
his Tricks of the Trade.
PA has a really high win rate versus Ricky, too.
I did see a lot of PA yesterday.
The Arc Warden match is interesting. It's the classic, if you catch the Ricky, he gets dumpster, but if he gets on top of you, it gets pretty nasty.
Because the attack, it's not like a spell, right? So the Tricks of the Trade does get dodged by PA. So that's pretty cool. Because you don't want to buy the MKB, right? That seems like a really good pub level counter too, especially.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Usually PAs also want to get greedy. They want to get that Battle Fury Desolator.
And plus,
you can screen pretty good versus her.
You could draft Slardar too when you're doing so if you that's nice. That's a nice little setup versus Ricky's actually.
Yeah.
Try and get PA Slardar.
Well, something nice and aggressive here. Some potential kill threat with the Tusk. Probably your position 4.
We saw a lot of Tusk Ricky. I love it with the tag team.
See, yeah, exactly. As we said, though, that's the other side of the coin, though, because it is an attack that's put on them. That means that the tag team's going to work, too. So it's disadvantageous versus PA, but it works really well with the tag team because that's how the spell functions, if you can really call it a spell.
Yeah.
They took the Elk and the Terrorblade away.
Wow. So this is an anti-Ricky option. This gives you some vision if you can get intel on the other side of the map. I think Spirit Breaker is a little bit of a sleeper. We haven't seen him very much. The handful of times I've seen him in my pubs, he's felt surprisingly good. I think his Aghanims is also something not to scoff at.
His Aghanims with Caudal would be sick. You could double charge in a team fight.
Beautiful.
Oh, wow.
I honestly feel like Spirit Breaker, he's really good, but once Ricky gets Battle Fury and he can one-shot the creep waves without even showing, then the value of the Spirit Breaker is going to be reduced quite a bit. So it's going to be good to pressure the Ricky early, but if they don't crush their lanes, it gets to a point where Ricky doesn't have to show to clear any creep waves at all. So that's quite scary.
Why do you think they're
and I like that they get the Leshrac here.
Why do you think they're taking Lesh, though? Like, what's the...
It is a really good versus Ricky.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to get like counterpicked or something. Do you think that's the main reason?
I mean, it does offer push, which Ricky offers none of.
Yeah,
so
and they already have the
I
Nature's Prophet too, so they're like doubling down on it, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably mostly
Incubus loves running those two heroes, Lash and Nature's Prophet together, so you do deny the pick, and he does offer the push that they lack for the early towers.
I guess I'm just thinking he's like kind of vulnerable. Assuming it's mid, it is a little vulnerable to the Spirit Breaker. Like with it being revealed.
Yeah.
So depending on like if they have a mid that can actually punish with that, that could be an issue.
Okay. They've got okay options for Wraith King coming back to life. Ricky Cloud, Lesh Stun,
even
Shards.
Snowball. They have a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
I think it really depends on the lanes here, how much they can pressure the Wraith King early. Is this going to be a Nature's Prophet off lane with Tusk, or is this going to be a Leshrac with Tusk? I feel like the Leshrac actually pressures pretty well. He's going to force the towers. I would much rather see that and then the NP5.
You guys think Wraith King has abs under all that armor?
He does.
Well,
Confirmed?
it depends. If it's the Arcana, no.
Oh, yeah.
What's he have in the Arcanas? You got a
He's
dad
just
bod?
skeleton.
Oh.
There's no abs, you see.
I see. Right. Yes, that is a layer above the skeleton. Good call.
Thank you.
I was just noticing the amount of ab work on the Infinity lineup so far. The Lesh and the Nature's Prophet in particular. Tusk, not so much, but, you know, the others all pretty fit.
Caudal doesn't have a lot of it, but Wraith King Mars do compensate a little bit.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Mars is probably jacked. He's a Spartan.
Yeah.
I can see those pecs.
I don't know
All right,
what
so
hero
what
I
do you
want in
ban
Incubus. The Pugna was good. Like Lena kind of comes to mind. A Spirit looks sort of okay, but then you're also playing a Spirit into Ricky, so you have to kind of measure how much control they have, and then you need someone else who can move like a Spirit Breaker. Because right now I see Spirit Breaker
Puck
charging
here.
people. Yeah, Puck or like Ember maybe.
We did see a very strong Ember from Mini. I like this Bristleback. They really need a hero that in the mid to late game, Ricky can just tricks off the trade on top of, because he will more than likely get the Battle Fury Eggs build.
I was going to say, where's the Kunkka been?
Yeah, he got banned
There he
last game
is.
after the Invoker picked
Yeah, it was
early.
banned.
So that means Puck makes it through, though.
Yes.
And I don't see anything I like better.
The mobility's kind of nice too versus the shards. You don't have to worry about that. Because right now everyone kind of gets messed up by shards other than Spirit Breaker.
Having a go-to, easy to hit, pretty guaranteed lockdown in the coil against Ricky is just so value. It's so good.
Yeah. Oh, they
Oh,
did it!
wow.
They actually went back for it. So
All
we
right,
have
so it's
Darkseer,
mid-Mars.
Spirit Breaker. Oh man. Okay. I was gonna bring this up and I was just like, nah, it's not good. So now I don't know.
All right. Yeah.
I mean, there's merit,
they-
right? Darkseer Spirit Breaker is a
10
great
seconds
combo.
remaining.
Darkseer Wraith King's amazing. Darkseer Mars is just fine. It's some good team
I think the
fights.
Iron Shell is really strong versus Ricky.
But now Infinity, I mean, they know this is Mars mid, so
Or is it Mars 4? And Spirit. No, I'm just kidding.
why don't they just pick OD here?
Viper?
Let me think.
Oh, Viper's first stage ban. Never mind.
Viper is banned.
We're good.
OD. OD. Let me see my boy. I want to decorate some outhouses.
I mean, their push is kind of okay, thanks to their Leshrac and their Nature's Prophet. They could do it if they wanted to.
Darkseer is the only one with the big old mana pool there you got to worry about. Everyone else, not so fun. Also, the Astral, pretty nice against Spirit Breaker. Pretty nice option against Darkseer.
I do feel like you want the beefy boy for the Riki to jump, though.
You're looking at him. His name's Tusk.
He is not gonna be that beefy in the late game, dude. He's gonna be too shot by the Wraith King.
You know, Brewmaster would also be kind of cool here because of all the Dispel, but...
Oh, there you go.
They want that beefy boy instead.
Okay, Bowie's right. They go for the big one. That's a big watermelon for a little boy.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Interesting. Okay, the Tide.
All right. This
Really
is gonna be an
cool
interesting
drafts.
matchup. Lesh Mars.
I think the best part about the Tide is the combo breaker too, because they don't really have anything that messes up the Kraken shell. And so if there's like big vacuum plays happening, you can reset and try and salvage a fight that's going disastrously because of that. Especially giving a little bit of breathing room for the Lesh to like get his BKB off or something.
Yeah, but he cannot leave the arena though. So that even if he can dispel stuff, he might still just die if he's trapped. Can you actually sprout people out of the arena?
Maybe, probably.
Oh,
I would guess
that's an interesting question.
I guess you can also snowball. So they do have a couple of saves for the arena.
Yeah.
You know, even if the sprout doesn't work, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I think the Darkseer pick I don't know. I really like Darkseer right now, but it seems a little bit too greedy to try this out with the Spirit Breaker. I feel like they're focusing too much on their own game plan and not enough on what they're trying to do, which is kill this Riki. And I think that the space from the Tidehunter and the Tusk is just going to give Arms like free reign. They don't really have a great way to lock down this Riki, in my eyes.
I'm not sure if I agree. I really feel like when you look at this Nature's Prophet Riki lane, they have no damage on 2 melee tanky heroes. So I do feel like they can actually pressure the Riki a lot. Maybe if this goes too late, Riki can still go ham. But I do feel like they have the early game advantage on side of Incubus.
The lane is definitely decent. Yeah, that's true.
I got all eyes on Ma right now. I think that tends to be how Spirit Breaker games go. Do you get something done or not? And that sets the tempo for the rest of the game. With the Ion Shell, maybe this Spirit Breaker can have the impact that we're expecting. But now on to our commentary team. Gary B, Theban, gentlemen, carry us through the second match.
Thank you, Zyori. Yeah, here we are. Second game. Incubus 1-0 in the good in this best-of-3 series. Theban. There's a Riki, there's a Lesh, there's a Prophet, there's some real big damage dealers on that Infinity side. But the Darkseer, that last pick, the mention out from Trent, do you think that age-old combo with a Spirit Breaker and that laning stage that Bowie was mentioning is going to be able to weather the storm and get past the dangers they face?
Listen, Gary, what's my rule about Wraith King?
Follow the Wraith King.
Follow
Ride or
the Wraith
die
King.
with the Wraith King.
Yeah, I swear, in South America, this hero feels like it has like a 90% win rate. I mean, it doesn't have a 100% win rate, you know, it has lost some games, but that's what it feels like, as long as he's going the correct item build. So, I don't know, I'm with Incubus here. I think they also have the patience and they know when to fight, when to not take engagements, wait for their items and stuff. Infinity, this PP guy, you know, he was very impressive in game number 1. If in this game, he also pops off the same way, Leshrac has a lot more carry potential than Invoker does.
Yeah. Yeah, he can be that real leader, going up towards objectives, towers, setting up team fights, and the turnaround potential you've got with heroes like Lesh and Tide, really significant as well. But I think you're right. Looking towards Wraith King, you know that Benny's he's going to farm, he's going to get the Radiance, and the rest of his team will rally around him. But top tag team already onto Ma. Nothing leveled up by the Spirit Breaker. And he's just right-click down around the bounty room.
All right, give it back. Game 1.
Oh, yeah?
Incubus got first blood now. You know, they got to get back to Infinity. It was the trend yesterday, right? It's like, get stomped, stomp them back, then have an even game number 3.
Yeah, playing table tennis. Bounce it back the other side. I thought you were going to flip-flop there, though. Last game, you were leaning towards one team. They get first blooded, and then immediately, oh, wait a second. I'm back in the other squad now.
you can tell they were not that focused, you know, when that first blood came out in game number 1. But in this game, it's hard, man. You got Darkseer, SB with a Mars. Like, the team fight is insane. And you got the Wraith King also. Is probably going to get a Radiance at some point. It's hard. It's hard to flip-flop on Incubus team here.
Yeah, pretty difficult. They do move the Kotl bottom now. They've given Benny enough space to get level 2 already. Tide Hunter for Little Boy. He got 1 CS out of that first wave. Quick stun in onto him. Benny's just going to give him a little bit of harassment there. So they keep
Anchor Smash. Annoying for the Wraith King. Missed the last few last hits because of it.
Oh, it sure is. So they keep the Darkseer Spirit Breaker paired up together. I guess Darkseer, once he hits, what, level 3, level 4, he'll be fine here alone, and Spirit Breaker can start making those swift rotations into the mid lane.
Yeah. Definitely. And Nature's Prophet is really not a good hero against this Darkseer SB combo as well.
Oh, Benny.
Oh, wow. Early kill.
Shards, Tag Team, and Gush. Nothing the Kotl could do to stop it.
The Gush makes a tag team do extra damage as well, thanks to the minus armor. Tag team is a physical damage amp.
That's a good point. Yeah, and you know, Benny there, you're talking about the correct item build. He does have the casual ring of protection as a little addition, so he's obviously spotted that he'll need it. Shards on the courier bottom, and that Tusk straight onto the chicken. Noticing the Tusk is missing though, they try and pop out a bit of damage onto the Tide. No actual kill threat on Little Boy though. He's just going to salve up, he's perfectly fine. And that Tusk is being so annoying, stopping the pull. Kotl can't reset the lane.
You know, this kind of Kotl raking lane is really good against a very aggressive off lane. Tide Hunter Tusk is aggressive, but it's like Tide is happy to absorb all these creeps coming in.
The double ion shells, Ma and Jupiter. So much damage when they get under that tower. And like, Arms is trying to CS here. Okay, Jupiter just going to clear the creep wave behind him. I thought maybe they go in for the Riki with this next new wave arriving.
It's way better. You just kill off this creep wave and let your creeps go into the tower. Those things will do a lot of damage to Riki as well.
They try and cancel the salve, and they will do in the end. Some good damage back onto the Spirit Breaker though, and body blocks from the Treants, making it difficult for Ma to escape, but Spirit Breaker still with 100 HP to his name. Gets Iron Shelled up again, Jupiter turns to fight.
Off?
Can he? He's salving. He's going to be able to charge back towards Riki potentially and kill him off. Arms is now the one that's out of position. Get tricked to the trade off to the side, but now the charge comes out, and Arms has to deal with the double Ion Shells. Oh, but he gets bashed back into tower range. Incubus don't want to go chasing, but you look at the HP totals of this Riki Prophet, they are not comfortable.
They are not. And Jupiter just got his courier with the clarity, 2 Sage Masks going for a Necro 1. This lane for Darkseer SB is not a matter of like, can they get kills? It's a matter of when are they going to get the kills. They just need mana on this Darkseer.
Oh man. Nature's Prophet. That was an interesting place to TP from. I don't know where he was heading. Probably back to Fountain. Well, he ends up at his destination one way or the other.
Yeah, he's going to need to bring some regen for this Riki as well. Now, Riki's struggling, man. I mean, he's got good last hits, but just looking at his resources, he's going to continue to get pressured until he's level 6. And even then, we'll probably see a Dust come out and just keep pressuring him after that.
Yeah, and you're spending hundreds of gold on these salves and additional regen too.
Which Nature's Prophet can't afford to do, because he is going to be the one being hunted the whole game.
Dive on bottom, Benny. That anchor smash just misses, but the snowball won't. Straight on top of the Wraith King. Little Boy hit by the tower. This Kotl just doesn't do any damage to him, though.
The Kraken shell.
Kraken level 1. Kotl's wondering what he needs to do to actually kill anyone off down here. 51 base damage, not enough. Another Shards, and Pamplona. Well, oh! Kotl gets the upgrade on the courier just in time.
Oh, wow, he got level 4.
He gets level 4 and it's flying.
Man, last time we saw the Wraith King versus Tide Hunter matchup, like the Wraith King did okay. He had to go into the jungle early, but this is what I always expected the Tide versus Wraith King matchup to look like. The Anchor Smash just makes the Wraith King's lane extremely difficult and kills the skeletons quite easily as well. Maybe the other Tide Hunters were just not playing as well.
Yeah, Little Boy's having a great old time. Orb of Corrosion up on him. We also saw
Huge,
the Wraith
actually.
King against Tusk, where the skeletons just walk over the ice shards as well, didn't we?
Oh yeah, that happened one time. That was weird.
Keep our eyes open, see if it happens again. Free pathing skeletons going wherever the hell they want to.
Dire's structures
I hear a Prophet TPing bottom, and Benny, his third death of the game, is incoming. Tag team, anchor
Oh,
smash,
wow.
gushed up, chased down.
No
There's
way.
the three-man
Again?
group up on this bottom lane with a catapult wave. And they've got the Orb of Corrosion to push this tower if they want to.
I don't really know why Keeper of the Light TP top lane.
under attack.
Like, he wants to go there to pressure up the Ricky, but
Well, he's gonna die.
they need to get the catapult first. Yeah.
Or maybe he's not.
People
Lash.
backs off.
He was hasted, could have gone for the kill, but the charge from Mar was enough to scare him.
Yeah, if he gets banged up under the tower, gets disabled, like he might just die to the tower shot. So decides to not do that, and now Benny's gonna go mid.
I was going to ask you, where does Benny go right now?
This is a good lane for him. Mini
Arena?
though. Can he kill him?
He's trying, he's got a charge coming. This should
There's
be
a
the end of
snowball.
Little Boy. Snowball, can they save the tide? They can for a second. Turn onto the Mars, the tag team's going, but there's the killing spree. Jupiter kills off Little Boy with the Ion Shell across the map. But Mini, losing your mid laner for the off laner, and the Spirit Breaker is going to be traded back as well, because Sexy and Pamplona, they're still down here, body blocking him up.
Yep. I think Pamplona should have waited like one more second for the anchor smash to come off cooldown, and then he could have Tidelander could have killed the Mars and stayed alive.
I thought Benny was
But
dead
good
mid as
play.
well. PP chased him to the tier 2.
Yeah, he was staying under the tower, so the edict will be soaked up by the tower.
Snowball onto Kotl. And Prophet with this TP causing issues for every hero on the side of Incubus. 7-3, good net worth lead for them. And Little Boy has a free full lane to farm. Feeling real good for this Infinity side right now.
This bottom lane is gonna bleed so hard for Incubus here.
Arms.
This Tidehunter.
Oh my god, Arms is charged. And they were using double Ion Shell Necro books and nearly killing him off. That's really cute from
Radiant's
Jupiter.
bottom tower is under attack.
Is it a common thing now, Necro 1 on the old Darkseer?
I wanna say it isn't, unless it happened literally overnight.
Yeah.
I have not seen Necronomicon Darkseer, so maybe there are some other regions that are buying it.
Dire's
quite
top
possible.
tower is under attack.
I've not seen it either, but we've definitely seen a few of the offlane heroes kind of make that shift over time, right? We saw the Enigma do it. Of course, Beastmaster was always a big one, but in the mid lane, the charge counteracted by
Ravage.
Pamplona's initiation, and the Ravage from Little Boy Kotl just destroyed under this tier 1 tower, and Mars going to follow him. Jupiter arrives. He's trying to battle inside the arena
He's
here,
up
but
and
he's
dead.
punched into the grave.
Radiant's
Oh
middle
man.
4 swift
Oh,
kills. Infinity get another tower. Tier 1s, 4 kills in a row. And this game, it feels like it's just rolling out of control. Incubus, they've got
Gary.
nothing.
It's just 8 minutes into the game, Gary. What's going on? They just had like 5 heroes mid on the side of Infinity, 4 heroes on Incubus, and just got 4-man wiped like instantly. You don't see that happening 8 minutes into the game. Like, how do they have that much damage output? You know, only Leshrac, man. Only Leshrac.
I mean, tag team level 3 is one hell of a drug, I'll tell you now. It's doing so much, because they're all grouped up together, so everyone's being affected by that tag team. You just got right clicks flying everywhere.
And the Anchor Smash, too. Will block it.
Everything. And now you're looking at Ricky, who honestly nearly has Battle Fury. Just needs Claymore on the Void Stone. It's about 2,000 gold off of it.
Leshr also got his favorite item, Barry's Trinket.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Keen Optic. Send that back to base. Surprised the Prophet didn't just take it for himself. But that's also a Nature's Prophet now, position 5, who nearly has Meteor Hammer. So you're going to have to contend with him split pushing, shoving waves, and taking towers if things get a little difficult for an Infinity at any point. And they've charged on this Tusk now, but he snowballs, punches back, Arena's used, and Mini does get the kill, but Mar dying to this Leshrac AoE damage, and the TP from the Prophet sprouts up Mini. Also traps Jupiter on the wrong side of the Roche pit, so Darkseer is going to be the kill they take. The double for PP, looking to try and chase down Mars. He's out of there. It just doesn't
Yeah,
feel
Benny
like there's a
just-
lane, a place, a space, anything here that Incubus can go and do. Or be.
They just gotta get their levels on this Darkseer. Once he has the high levels of Vacuum plus the wall, maybe with the Ion Shell, Spearbreaker, Mars, they can mount a comeback off of that. But right now, they're just struggling to find those levels. The experience on the map. Constantly trying to put fires out.
Yeah, and then Wraith King is going to go for the Hand of Midas first, so not rushing that Radiance. Is that indicative of him feeling the game, like they need to extend the game to be able to come back into it?
Yeah, I think if he rushes Radiance, it's just not going to happen. They're just going to keep running at him nonstop. So, at least if you get a Midas, you know, you got some other gold source coming into you. And he still likes the attack speed, so it's going to be okay.
Smoke from the Tusk and the Tide.
What I don't like is why they give a jelly to Wraith King. Ugh. Definitely a hero that doesn't need it.
Even for the mana regen?
No. Definitely don't need
No. Who has the other
Give it
one?
to the Darkseer. Darkseer,
yeah.
for sure.
So
I mean,
Mars
you
and
have to give it to...
Darkseer.
Mars has it, but you should give it to Darkseer. I mean, like, this hero is so mana intensive. And he's pretty much going to be the reason why you would even be able to come back into this game. If you ever do.
Well, they don't find the Wraith King. They spot him on that low ground. Tide and Tusk don't really have what it takes to kill him off twice, as Benny is, still holding a point for Reincarnation on the Wraith King. And they're also tracking back on top lane, finding Nature's Prophet with the Arena of Blood. A pretty simple kill there for Ma. Ricky wants to get something out of it, though. Very low Spirit Breaker, taken down by Pamplona. 1 for 1. Something on the board for Incubus. A little bit of release.
I'm so surprised that this NP managed to get the Meteor Hammer. I mean, like, he was getting owned by the Darkseer and the Spear Breaker. And thanks to this bottom push and the mid tower as well, and some AoE gold, just has a Meteor Hammer, just like that.
Yeah, it's always surprising when that position 5 just pops out with an item like, where did you steal that? Have you been borrowing money from someone?
You got cheats on
Just Tower Gold,
in
mate.
the lobby.
Just spawns a Roshan. Start roaming around with it. And this Kotl, sat behind tier 2 bottom lane, his job right now is just hold out against the waves of creeps. Keep spamming Illuminate, but good observer board on the high ground from the Tusk. Could be able to spot him out.
There was one move that I think really ruined Incubus game, was when the Kato TP from bottom to top, especially when the catapult was coming in. He needed to be there to just break that wave, kill off the catapult, and then leave if he wanted to leave. That sort of just set this chains off pretty much.
Yeah, set the stage for the push bottom and then the push mid, yeah. The Spirit Breaker's charge. Again, they go on the Prophet. Throw the ultimate towards him. Infinity.
Whoa,
Yeah, okay. It took a bit longer than expected. And in the mid lane, they take down Mini. The Tusk and the Lesh chasing Wraith King now. Charging across the map. Ma, he'll connect. No, he won't. He cancels it out. Even though they didn't have
Didn't really
rest
have
of
the
their squad
damage.
coming. I guess without Mars and without that arena, you don't stand a chance fighting into Ravage.
My god. Okay, I just took a quick peek at Ricky.
Oh, yeah?
His net worth. Yup. He's a big boy. Level 12. 14 minutes into the game. That is an extremely scary carry. Scary carry. I like that.
Scary Carry.
Like, Scary Terry.
Wait, Scary Terry from Rick and Morty? Was he the... what's the name of that goddamn movie with the guy with the claws? The old horror movie. Never mind. Never mind, Theban. Another push on the bottom tier 2. No Kotl this time to defend it.
It is Rick and Morty.
Very good.
Scary Terry, yeah.
I just can't remember the name of the movie it was based on. It's like Nightmare on Elm Street or something. I'm sure Zyori's screaming right now. How does this English idiot not know what the movie's called? Yeah, I'm just not great. Vacuum back, but no combo.
Little boy.
Drops the wall a little
Getting
late.
a little low.
They do get the Sprout up on the Spirit Breaker, but Mini secures the kill on Tide. No Ravage used. Now a charge in towards the
Okay.
Prophet. Gets him a bonus kill. Oh, it's a massive
those-
amount of space for the Wraith King now.
Yeah, those
Like,
are
I-
2 kills that shouldn't be happening.
Actually, I just clicked on the
man.
Wraith King when that was all happening. He had bought parts of his armlet. Like, he bought a Gloves of Haste and he was queuing armlet. He bought the helm and the blades and he sold them. When they won that fight bot, he sold them and he's like, wait, I can still get Radiance, guys. Nuage,
Yeah.
oh, Kotl. They went up high ground blind into this tusk.
Wait, what's going on? Oh, he's in
Pamplona, he was
snowball.
snowballed, yeah. They couldn't go for him.
Okay.
And now, little boy, does he want to spend Ravage here? Probably not. They'll just go for Mini, the solo kill. He throws the arena, but the Meteor Hammer already landing. Wasting his ultimate.
Just throw it back, boys. Throw it
And then-
back. You know, you
Yeah.
get these 2 nice kills, and then you're like, instead of pushing the lanes out, getting a little bit of farm, they just went way too far ahead for more kills.
Straight back into Infinity's hands. 6k lead for them. And Leshrac, now with Boots of Travel, he's closing in on that nice cloak. The Eternal Shroud.
I would like to see Infinity come down here and take the outpost. Control this up for about 3 minutes. 3 minutes of farming will get Ricky to his Aghanims, and then they should be able to just go straight into the Roshan pit at 20 minutes after the bounty runs. And bait some fights there.
Just bait some fights. Just walk into Roche bit, bait a fight. Force Incubus to
Yeah.
come in. Another long
They
line
got the
drawn.
armlet, right?
Oh, they went for it, yeah.
Yep. It's good. It's good. It's good against Tide, I think, because Anchor Smash is extremely annoying. So you want that armlet to give you that little bit of extra damage, and then the crits will do the work.
Yeah, tank
One
you
thing
up
Tide
against
Hunter,
Ricky.
yeah, that's true. So one thing Tide Hunter really hates playing against, Gary, is armor. I mean, not armor. Sorry, crits. Why did I say armor? Yeah, he hates playing against crits.
He just goes straight through Kraken Shell, slices him into pieces of watermelon,
Yeah.
spillers blood everywhere. Mini peeks into the Roche pit. They know he's there. Dar
Oh,
Observer was
they got
watching him.
hit.
Well, Nature's Wrath bounces onto the Spirit
man.
Breaker, yeah. Jump
like-
onto PP though. They knew this was all happening. Leshrac has walked down to the low ground, but in comes Pamplona with a blink forward, snowball save, and the TP from Prophet into the back lines will allow Little Boy to get a good Ravage off. Only actually connecting on one, but it's Mars Spirit Breaker, the death of him to kick off this
Yogi.
fight. And looks like Prophet's gonna die too, as Lesh sprints into the middle of 3 of them. But now no more Ravage. Ricky's got a lot of cleaning up to do, and he'll take down Mini. A Janitor has arrived, and Wraith King's first life is forfeited there. With the reincarnation pop, they'll snowball back in. PP's still alive somehow. Under the smoke screen, they're doing a lot of work, but the blinding light pushes them back, and it's Mars has brought back. Spirit Breaker charges, but
They want
there's the
arms.
tricks of the trade from Ricky, and Arms with a double kill. Can they find this sneaky stealth assassin, because he is running them around? Mini, the dieback from the Mars. That's not a good look for Incubus. Shredded by the triple killing Ricky now, and Infinity get themselves into the Radiant
Dieback.
high ground, and the dieback from Mars. Spirit Breaker does get out of there with his buyback, but not a good fight for Incubus at all.
Not at all. That Ricky is very tanky as well. They missed the first God's Rebuke on him, so it made it really awkward to turn that fight around. Dieback on Mars. Oof, man. That's it for his item progression. He's actually below the position 5 Nature's Prophet in net worth. Just saying.
As a mid lane, yeah, that's a
Yeah.
pretty atrocious position to be in.
That's not an offlane Mars, guys. That's a mid lane Mars.
I mean, I guess you did say Darkseer is the one that's going to be able to enable their comeback, so it makes a bit of sense. They've given farm priority to Jupiter. Mars just doesn't
Kind of
get
what
any
the hero
scraps.
just does, right? Darkseer, he just farms, pushes lanes out, Iron Show, joins a team fight here and there. Now they're gonna go for the Roshan. They're gonna do it even before the 20-minute mark. They're gonna lose a couple of bounty runes for it, maybe, but at least they do it. They get it done. Nui just no, get the bounty.
Oh my god. Where's he go? Oh, he doesn't get either of them. No.
Oh boy.
Oopsie daisy. Well, Radiant killed. Wait, Radiant killed Roshan.
Oh, okay, caught a blast.
That was
the kill,
that
nice.
really illuminate
Fog.
killing Roshan. Huge.
I don't think he got XP though for it, right?
I don't
Oh,
know.
if
I
you got
didn't
solo XP for that, that would be
see.
sweet.
Oh, Reincarnation is back up. Just in time for Ricky and Prophet. As they start their fight on the Wraith King, the wall vacuum, it's a big turnaround potential if the rest of the Radiant can arrive. But look at them, Spiritbreaker Kotl nowhere nearby.
Yogi.
And
Yogi's
that is
dead
a
to
dead
illusions.
Prophet, yeah. They kill Wraith King once. They force out that vacuum wall.
They have a window still to go take fights on Infinity with that Reincarnation down. I wonder if there's any other items Benny can buy other than Radiance in this situation. Probably isn't, is there? It's just such a nice item on Wraith King.
It just feels so good.
Like you're thinking, oh, maybe I can go S and Y, but then it doesn't even have the same amount of impact that Radiance would. Not even close.
Yeah, it's like the other direction would be like, do you go like AC Abyssal or something like that? Stack up armor, get the Abyssal to stun Ricky. But you just want this Radiance.
Yeah. It just feels like it'll give you the highest chance to, you know, scale through the game. If you buy AC, maybe your farming speed is still slow, even if you win some fights. You kind of need to do both, right? You need to be able to farm fast plus win fights.
Especially when, like, you are one of the primary... Oh, God.
Oh, boy. Better get out, Benny. They're coming for you.
I barely saw him die. Spiritbreaker TP's out. Mars is going to have to do the same thing.
Radiant structures are fortified.
But yeah, it's like, your team doesn't really shove waves fast. Darkseer does it, you know, naturally, like you were saying, with the Iron Shells. Mars can, you know, kill a wave off at a time and split push like he's trying top for Mini. But I guess the Wraith King Radiance just allows you to keep on shoving waves, and yeah, they're going in here. 3 versus 1, 4 as the tide arrives. Mars Spiritbreaker is actually gone for a minute. He already spent his buyback previously, so that's on cooldown. And his last outer tower, tier 2 mid for Infinity, looks like a pretty simple objective they can just claim. The reward for all their actions.
They got a relic on the Wraith King. Oh, you bet. Where's this courier going? Oh, God. I think they know.
Flies over some treants into a Dire Observer ward. They definitely know that
And-
Courier has a relic on it.
Wow. Yogi didn't even try to go for that courier kill. It's like, it's a trap.
Stun on the Mars. They've actually caught Mini out here with the Meteor Hammer landing. It's a really beautifully executed gank onto him. Knowing he was pushing that top lane, finds him farming a neutral camp.
PP has been very solid this game on his last track. I mean, he played very well in the Invoker game too. But again, this hero has so much more carry potential.
Where's he
And
going?
he's showing it.
He just walks into the trees instead of the fountain. And it looks like he's switched his ideas away from that Eternal Shroud into a Bloodstone.
I like that. That'll let you scale better too.
Yeah.
I think the Eternal Shroud kind of like slows you down. Obviously, doesn't really give you that much. Like, it doesn't even give you mana regen. It's just the active, right? That can give you a little bit of mana back. But Bloodstone will just let you stay on the map pretty much forever, pushing lanes out.
Feels
Gives you
much,
that nice heal as well.
much more of a position 2 item than Bloodstone.
Yeah.
Eternal Shroud
definitely,
feels
definitely.
more of like a pos 3 lash kind of thing. Depending on the game.
What do you think of
course.
his? What do you think of his name? How would you rate it
PP?
out of 10? Mm-hmm.
That's a 10 out of 10 name. That is a real solid
Solid
name.
one, isn't it?
Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure.
Would you really give it 10 out of 10? Is it as good as Toronto Tokyo? There's no way, right?
Okay,
That
then
one. That one is like.
Agree.
That's a 10.
Hard agree. Yeah. Okay. PP's 9 out of 10. Toronto Tokyo is 10.
Yeah, that's a pristine.
10 on 10. PSA 10.
Yeah.
That is a top-notch name. Because what was it? His name was Mio before, right? Toronto Tokyo, and he renamed, and I was like, that's a good rename. It's not often when a rebrand happens and you go, that's a good rename.
Not like Big Daddy.
Big Daddy No Dad.
or Rose. You know who
that was
Rose
yours.
is?
Yeah, you renamed to Rose.
Yeah.
How long did that last? Like 3 months?
No, it was a solid like 6 months. It was during my time in Team NP. I was Rose, and then once I was no longer in Team NP, I changed my name back.
Get rid of the memories.
Yeah, just put a hard reset on that.
Just forget it ever happened.
This
What-
game
what-
has really slowed down, Gary.
I was going to ask, what are
Like,
Incubus planning? Like, what's their move? Are they literally just waiting for Wraith King to be ready? Because that feels like you're losing out in the farm battle here.
Well, I think he is ready. He's got the Radiance, right? I think they're baiting him out. They want them to touch something. Right now, look at this pick right now in the Nature's Prophet. This is an amazing pick from Incubus. This is going to give him a little bit of an opportunity to get on the map out. And now it's a good idea to like get a kill and go out and fight because you have all the core items that you need on side of Incubus. I think Infinity are the ones making a mistake and not playing aggressively. Because they should be utilizing like this Ravage potential. And the Tusk running in, providing vision for the Riki. Riki goes in with his tricks of the trade.
Yeah, it's kind of Riki, straight on the Mars. Leshrak's invis with an arcane rune coming in, yules up the Mars, the Spirit Breaker's charged onto the
There's no Reiki
console,
here.
but the arena into the Ravage! A huge fight, a big little boy Ravage in the middle of them all, and you're right, there is no bloody Wraith King. Mars has to blink away after spearing, but a straight up 3-kill teamfight win for Infinity.
Well, that was very dangerous for Infinity. If Mars was there, they were gonna get wiped. The way that they ran up that high ground and the wall combo came off, and at the same time, where the hell was Benny? He was just farming Ancients while Nature's Prophet was dead on the map. A good carry player in that situation would have already been up near that tier 2 tower, baiting out a fight 4 versus 5.
Yeah, he was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
And Benny's still
Not
farming
okay. I mean, maybe that was a bit harsh. I shouldn't say a good carry. I think he should have known to be up there as a tier 2. Benny's a great carry player, but I think he just made a slight error in terms of his positioning.
And I think the drawing on the map afterwards was kind of indicative of the Darkseer saying, hey, we were all up here and you weren't.
Where were you, buddy?
There's a slight
I saw
issue
that.
there, yeah.
I love you know, the South American games. They're just so like, how do you call it, artistic, you know, in terms of like how they want to express their emotions after something wrong happens.
Scrawling a load of lines on the map. Definitely a good release of pressure and anxiety. But yeah, kind of coming back to your point about Infinity wanting or needing to play a bit more aggressively, it was this kind of weird timing where Aegis expired on the Lesh. Oh, speaking of Lesh, actually, he's been found by
This
many.
is dangerous for Lesh.
Lesh thought that he
dangerous for Lesh.
got a kill on Mars, but the snowball actually buys enough
snowball.
time for Little Boy to blink forward, and now they turn. Taking down Benny, his first life is gone, but PP, the Lesh, destroyed almost. No, he's still alive. Gets a double kill before dying. Now arms with his own BKB. Wants Benny real bad. They know there's no reincarnation, so they are chasing him into the trees, but it's a Spider Legs Wraith King. Sprinting away with all his appendages, but the snowball's coming to stop the TP home. And down he goes. A godlike Riki now chasing the Mars with a Yules and a Blink. Gets Mini out of there. Barely escaping. But again, a 3-for-1 exchange. Infinity come out on top, and Riki, he wants the Kotl, but there's no stuns to stop the Ghost Scepter TP.
Got out. It looked kind of good, and then came the Tusk, Blink, Snowball, 4 seconds of immunity while the Pulse Snowball was going off, and healing the Leshrak through the Bloodstone. That was so nice. That's why they were so shook. And then the Tidehunter came in with the Pipe as well, mitigating that magic damage from the Mars and the Darkseer. That Leshrak just stayed alive for way too long.
And then the Riki came with all of his damage.
He is doing so much damage right now. But if you look at the net worth, Wraith King is only 3,000 something gold behind. He's almost got that BKB complete.
Yeah, once he has BKB, he's that really irritating frontliner. Like, he's going to be the one showing on the map. Everyone else plays from fog behind him.
Ho, 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 ho.
What have you seen?
Look what is on bottom rune. They set him up. Drop the bottle. Oh boy. That is
Bottle
scary.
DD.
Uh-huh.
Ricky's a happy boy.
And if he
Someone
finishes
who's-
that...
Prophet's not a happy boy.
What was he doing there? He literally went into the triangle
Bounty runes, I think.
to D-ward. That's all? Okay.
I'm going to catch Mars out. He self-fuels and, yeah, blink away. Tricks of the trade. onto this Tide Hunter, and a good Meteor Hammer with a Ravage. It's going to connect onto the Wraith King and the Darkseer. Jupiter still stuck here. The Mars Arena holds him in place, but they don't care. They want to stand their ground and fight. It's Wraith King's second life comes up, and Split Earth immediately back into the grave he goes. Beyond godlike arms, and Ricky with this double damage rune, thinking about going high ground and breaking the base because Wraith King is dead for 60 seconds.
That DD. So much damage. Just annihilated the Wraith King. Wraith King didn't even finish his BKB this game.
Oh, Costle, careful.
Before he died.
And with that Meteor Hammer and the damage they've got, Thrax not lasting long. Another Yule's Darkseer, Ghost Scepters himself, but Split Earth and the magic damage from Lesh shred straight through that immunity he thought he had against the physical damage of Ricky. Such a good pairing, Lesh and Ricky. They cover each other's bases so well with the
that's
the tower
very
push,
true, Gary.
physical damage, magical damage.
The tower push especially, like, the Ricky is really good at running around killing people, and then you pair it with that Edict. Ooh,
yeah,
it's a nice combo.
So good. And then into Roshan. And big man's up. 2 lanes of racks. A couple of good team fights. 21k lead. And Infinity snap their fingers straight back into action. But yeah,
now the Ricky is like an entire big item ahead of the Wraith King after those back-to-back deaths from Benny.
He's massive. He's working on Scardy already. Cheese in his inventory. Smoke out of the base from Incubus. They know they need to do something drastic. Carve a bit of the map out for themselves for Wraith King to try and finish the BKB. It's pretty much ready. Ring of Protection and Quelling Blade need to be sold.
Looks like Infinity don't even care about the Ravage. They're just down to go. They're like, okay, the fight will develop. We will have the Ravage in the mid-fight. It'll be good enough.
And another smoke.
In this game.
Prophet has TP'd behind the tier 3 top. Got a ward down.
They're pinging. They know where they're coming from.
And Tidehunter is going to try and get up to high ground. Spots them. Tusk getting caught up in the arena, but dodges the spear with a snowball. They focus the Lash. PP has Yule's, BKB, and the Aegis. So they kill him off once, but how about twice, boys? Wraith King's BKB has now expired. Focusing on the Prophet, but the smoke screen comes down, and Ricky has stopped the Wraith King's damage. Spear, but the Split Earth is there, and Wraith King, he'll lose his life. First Recognition popped, and the Ravage just for him. They'll use that big ulti to take the Wraith King down, because it will signal the end of the game. GG is called, and we tie things up. South American Dota are going the distance in these series. Game 3.
It's how it is, man. You stomp one game, then you get stomped the next game, and then we're gonna have a nice little game 3.
Yeah, we need to figure out the odds of if you win game 1, what your chances of winning game 3. Because we know if you win game 1, you're losing game 2. But who has the advantage? Like, is game 2 winner? Do they have the momentum to take game 3?
Man, it really depends on the draft, I guess, and what happens in the early game. A lot of these South American games are coming down